to be able to share this together. Hope to bring the kids back one day. And I'll answer the question. Never felt unsafe, even the 2 or 3 times when we were going somewhere when I expected to possibly feel unsafe. When we were going into, Sector C or whatever it was, or, a couple of the, Arab areas over in the West Bank, or even on the Temple Mount, and, you saw the presence of the, Israeli police, or Jerusalem police or whoever, still never felt threatened, never felt unsafe at all.
Karen, what in the world would you have to add to that?
I don't know, that's tough. It's really tough to whittle down because there have been so many incredible moments. And, knowing the itinerary, I knew there would be, but I think I, time and time again, was pleasantly surprised by the little special things y'all wove in. Just like David, it was a blessing for me to get rebaptized by you after you had baptized me when I was 9, and that was extra special. But getting the private time over Gethsemane and praying, without the crowds and stuff, that was a treasure that I get the impression not many people get that opportunity. And
you're right. You saw that when you came out in the Garden of Gethsemane.
And what's the church called? Was it St. Anne's? You were begging for somebody to sing, and I thought Blaine put it best. He's like, Bob was asking for a singer, and we walked in, and God provided a choir. And I just had chill bumps at that moment. He was with us, and you just sensed it so much of the time. But
praise God.
So they're the happy memories, and then it really put a face on the spiritual warfare that we face every day in a way that I've never had before. And I think even though that's not as pleasant, it's very beneficial for each of us to recognize and see that through the contrast that we have seen.
Ruth?
Beth.
See, I've called her Ruth all the way along. You are a Ruth to me, and I think it's a Ruth and Naomi kind of deal, Beth, it's just been so good to have you. Beth used to be my neighbor in Plano, and I didn't know her then, but I've gotten to know her quite well on this tour. And you have been a real trooper, gal. We really appreciate you being with us.
Everybody.
Well,
Appreciate
you're the token Catholic with us, I guess, on the tour. We've had several in the past who have been, and to my knowledge, every one of them have gone away saying, "This is fantastic," and we hope you found it that way. Tell us.
I did. I guess it can be short and sweet in just saying that my best memory and the thing that I feel the closest with, I just feel that walking in the footsteps of Jesus has just been a wonderful thing, a wonderful experience. And I've never, ever felt any safer than I felt here. And I also enjoyed the music at St. Anne's when we had the choir sing. I thought that was just personal for us.
It was just really neat, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, Beth, it's just a joy to have you with us. Praise God that you've been able to work this out. And Anita, you and Beth have roomed together. Anita is still a neighbor of mine, lives right down the street. And next time you come by when I'm mowing the lawn, why, stop and help me.
Right. Might help you water. That's what you were doing when I came by that day.
So, what's it been like to be here in the land?
Far more than I ever expected. I have read, and everything we did was just better than I could have ever dreamed. Starting off at the Sea of Galilee, that still has my heart more than anything. Just the experience, the feelings I had then. To imagine Jesus and the disciples walking and riding the boat and all the different things. it was very emotional and very, very exciting. And
Wow.
I look forward now, after all the things that we've learned and seen, I'm looking forward to going back and reading the Old Testament again. I think it'll have a lot more meaning. All of it. It's been perfect. I couldn't think of anything I would want you to change in the trip. And did I feel safe? Oh yeah. Yeah, I felt safe. And I don't think I thought I'd be afraid, but it was different from that. It was like, I felt safe. I feel as safe here as in my own home with all the doors locked. So that was perfect. But the fellowship of the group, beyond anything I could imagine. I hope we have all determined in our hearts to be friends and keep up with each other. So that's a neat experience.
Great.
You have two widows here, and you know, it's just been a neat experience. It warmed my heart tremendously. And I appreciate all of you. All the hands reached out when I was about to stumble. And, encouragement. I couldn't have asked for any more.
It's been a joy to have you. Bill? And it's, you have been here now on many occasions and stayed over with Yehuda now on other occasions. What has this particular tour been like for you, this one?
Oh, every tour is different, and my wife is continuing to ask me, have I had enough? When I'm, and why? Well, every tour is in fact different. We're completing my 7th tour in 48 months. It's amazing to me that I have been blessed with the opportunity to do that. But what's underlying it all is the passion that I share with Bob to share with both Jews and Christians the commonality. And in order to do that, I have to know more about it. I have to learn more about Israel. I have to learn more about Judaism, and each time builds on that and enhances that. So apart from that, this is not the smallest group I've ever been with, but I enjoy smaller groups because you get to know each other better and you bond with people that you travel with. And that's part of the special thing for this particular tour for me, is each one of you and getting to know you, and with the hope that we'll be able to continue that relationship as time goes by. And I've never, in the times that I've been here, I've never felt unsafe in Israel. Maybe because I'm naive and gullible, but I've never felt unsafe.
Hey Jay, so good to have you two with us, and welcome. And what's the tour meant to you?
After, I don't remember what day we finished in Jordan, the River Jordan, but you asked Gloria and I, you know, what you asked me, what was the highlight? And I said, Everstopp's been a highlight. I can't take it. One, but the highlight to me is the merger of the Torah, the Jewish Bible, and our Bible. It makes sense. I understand where we're going and where we came from.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I always felt safe.
Neat. Gloria? You'll pass. Oh yeah. That's all right. Listen, it's been such a joy to have you two. We've just really fallen in love with you, and we praise God that you've been with us on the tour. Thanks for coming.
It's been a wonderful trip.
Well,
Much more than I ever expected. And I got this guy to thank for that, because he's the one who talked me into it.
yeah, I know that he was working on you. I knew that. Well, Jim, we come to you.
Well, this is our 3rd time here, and every time we learn more. I think we learned about 20 times more than the other 2 trips. I think there's a joy in seeing how you share the leadership of this tour with Yehuda, and there's a great balance there, and y'all play off of each other quite well, and I think I applaud you for sharing that strength not trying to usurp it all yourself since you've been here 50 times or whatever. I thought the Petra extension was really good. I felt that there should be a better place than the Dead Sea. You know, but I know you have to go to Masada, but that part, we want to go to Masada. But for me, in all the trips, the key for me is garden, is the Mount of Olives, and just walking there and knowing that Jesus ascended into heaven from there, and that they said he's coming back the same way.
Yes.
To this little bitty spot on planet Earth. That's just overwhelming. And that has always been the top thing for me. My life is conceptualizing things and building stuff and so forth, and I'm always looking in the future, and I cannot, I mean, I see a lot of the past here, and that's great, but you know, I learned something today, and I thought that mountain would be split this way, but then when I saw the crack, and you said it'd be split that way, that was new, and now I call it the East Gate. I don't know what y'all call it, the Triple Gate, but to me also I believe that that's the gate that Jesus will go in into the kingdom here in Jerusalem. So I mean, that was really, really important to me to walk up and touch that thing today. That's the first time I've done it. And this trip was greener than any trip we've ever taken here. I mean, usually for whatever reason, we'd start to the south and work our way to the north, and y'all started up here and did everything, and it was so green. But every trip I've had before, it's always memory of rocks, and this was a memory of the lushness of the land and trees blooming and so forth. That was very refreshing.
Thanks, Jim. Nidra, great to have you.
Thank you. Well, for me, there's no comparing the other two trips to this one. I thought they were 9s, but after having been on this trip, I'd have to give them 1.5. You know, but what made it so great was the interaction of the teaching, the history, the present history, so much about the state of Israel, what happened there that we've never heard before when we've been on the trips. It's always been totally from a Christian perspective, and I loved it being the whole package. I felt like I'm getting the whole ball of wax this time. And I want to come back and get some more and some more and some more. And so I just thought it was fabulous. I really did.
We're for it. We'll take you back.
Okay.
Let's do it. Every tour is different. It really is. Yehuda keeps talking about, let me cut this off just